So, today is February 26th, 2012, and you're watching Overgrowth Weekly number 63. And I'm gonna switch to that. Yes! Learning the keys. I'm Silverfish.
And I'm Anton Real. Hey guys, how's it going?
And this week we have a lot of community content for you guys. It's quite insane, if I may say so. We have, let's see, 8 levels and 2 mods that we're going to, that are in this show right now. So, yeah, that's pretty insane. Is that a new record, Anton?
It certainly feels like a new record. If it's not, we should take it down to the new current record, and we'll see if someone can beat it in the future.
Yeah, yeah, we should do that. So yeah, let's jump right into the show. Unfortunately, this week there is no alpha video because, David has been working on the MoGem that they did, and we're going to talk a bit about that later on in the show. But yeah, what were you saying?
I was just mentioning it. He was working on.
Yes, exactly. He
had been working on. Yeah.
Yeah. My English skills are but that's fine, you know.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you improve your English skills.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So, yeah, someone asked, hey man, any news on the alpha changes 170 video? I've been watching for 3 months now. And David answered, there's no alpha video this week. Sorry, I was too tired from the MoGem project. So, yeah, as you've probably noticed, there was no alpha. I was like, maybe he will release it anyway, just later on, but he didn't. But I respect him for that. And we're going to have a doubly awesome alpha video for next week then, I guess.
I think so. I definitely think so.
Yeah, so that should be pretty cool. Alright, so next up on the agenda we have a tutorial calculating shadows, ambient occlusion, and nav meshes. So I'm going to see if I can't show you guys what that is all about. Okay, you had some overgrowth on your face there. I hope that's fine with you, Anton. Got
always.
And I'm going to load... What level am I going to load? I'm going to load that level. Alright, so I'm loading up Dead Volcano. Let's see.
What a great level.
It's a very good level. It's actually one of my favorites. Okay, so inside of the video game. I'm actually going to see... Yeah, I'm actually going to see if I can center this, because I hate it when a window's uncentered, so... Yeah, there we go, man. Bam! Bam. Alright, so, video game. Here we go. You see these messages up here? Baked shadows need update, ambient occlusion needs update, nav mesh needs update, and that's sort of nagging. And yeah, that stuff is there for a reason, because I guess David was not happy with people not playing the game with shadows calculated and things like that. If I am not mistaken. And so he added those there so people would know that they weren't playing it in the coolest way possible. Right. And yeah, I'm just gonna go through real quick how to remove those messages and improve your gameplay experience. Alright, so jumping over to the game. Yeah. Okay, first we have baked shadows need update. All you need to do to fix that is first, go to editor mode, and you do that. If you're in game mode like this, you just press 9 on the keyboard, not on the numpad, over the O character on your keyboard. And you get out to edit mode like this. And then you go to the edit tab and you press calculate shadows. And then the game will freeze, like it did for me when I pressed that button right now. And if you're on Windows, you can see the progress in the in this window right here, the little console window you have. And if you're on Mac, that isn't there by default, but you can actually activate it, so you can see it and see the progress. And that's especially easy if you're using the SUM launcher. Am I right, Anton?
Yes, some launcher makes it easier to do that. In the preferences, it's a button you can check to have that automatically come up. But if you don't have some launcher installed, you can also get to it by opening up the... Oh, how do you do that? You right-click on the Overgrowth application and show the package contents, and you are going to look for a thing called Lugaru2, which is a Unix file, and if you load that, then it will open up that console for you as well. So can do it manually, but it's a little trickier. So use some launcher; it's much better.
Use some launcher. Do you have a web? You should totally have a website for some launcher.
We are we are working on it. Right now we have the ogmods.antonreal.com, and we are updating that to be part of the some utilities. So it will be part of it, and it is a work in progress. But yeah, you can follow us on Twitter and things like that for notifications about the updates, and there's all kinds of information about some launcher and some OG utilities.
Absolutely, really cool stuff that is. Yes, but let's jump back into the tutorial and take a look at this.
Please.
Yes, it has finished calculating. The shadows usually go quite fast. Like it generally takes just a few seconds for me on my computer. And as you can see, we now have shadows. Hurrah for shadows! But we still have the two other messages up here, and the ambient occlusion is it's kind of hard to actually describe what it does. It kind of makes stuff darker, closer to objects, because you don't have just the light from the sun. You have light from all over the sky, because if there was no light from the sky would look black to you, if that makes sense. And so ambient occlusion tries to simulate the effect of light actually coming from the sky and not only from the sun. So
well, and also from reflecting. Go ahead and start calculating. You want? We can keep talking about it. Also, calculates the reflections from the ground. Light bounces off of objects, which is why you see color when you're looking at objects. Why you see objects is the light reflecting off of it. So ambient occlusion also tries to emulate that. So if you have a more shiny object, in theory it would reflect more light, and so then you would have more light around that object.
Mm-hmm. And also notice that while we're calculating, the video is all insanely choppy. Stuff like that. It's stop motion, guys.
And they couldn't hear me talking, they're saying.
Oh, they couldn't? I could hear you talking.
That's too bad. Should I describe it again? And can you hear Silverfish talking?
Yeah, you can talk now. The calculation is done.
Okay. What I was saying is that light also reflects off objects other than just from space. So it reflects off the ground, reflects off objects, and so ambient occlusion helps simulate the effect that light is being reflected from those objects as well. Yeah. It's a very useful looking thing. It makes things look very pretty, to be honest.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very subtle effect. Let me switch over to the game here. You didn't see the transition, but you can kind of see how it's a bit darker now. And for instance, in this spot right here, it's darker than it is out here, even though they're both in, direct shadow, I guess you could call it. And that's because this place is like shielded by this huge rock up here, and therefore less light hits it from the sky, and it's darker.
Correct.
Yeah. So now, something you need to keep in mind is when you've calculated the shadows. I should have done this as well. After just doing the shadows, I should press Control S or Command S, I guess, if you're on Mac.
Mm-hmm.
And that will save the level, because the shadows aren't actually saved until you hit Control/Command S. And so After you've calculated the shadows, hit Control S. After you've calculated the ambient occlusion, hit Control S. Just to be safe, because when you're calculating ambient occlusion, you don't want the game to crash, so you have to redo both the shadows and the ambient occlusion. So just to be on the safe side, and yeah, just save them. Just save it as often as possible, I guess.
Yep, that's a good point.
Yes, and then we have one more message. NavMesh needs update. Let's go to the pathfinding tab up there and hit create NavMesh. And it'll start calculating once again. And these are all pre-calculated things, and the good thing about these things, I mean, it takes time to calculate, sure, but the alternative is having this stuff be dynamic, and that will be much more demanding than these pre-calculated things.
Right.
So,
also, enemies will run off of the edges of cliffs because they don't realize that there is an edge there, and they can't find each other because they don't realize there are objects in the way. So the pathfinding is crucial to making sure that the characters can get around and navigate, and it will actually make your experience much more enjoyable. So yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And now it has finished calculating here. And we don't see any difference other than that the message is gone, but we can click View NavMesh right there, and this is quite demanding on my computer, so yeah, it seems to be working. But you can probably see that my FPS was lowered quite a bit there, and you can see the NavMesh, and you can even test it out if you hold Control if you're on Windows, or Command if you're on Mac, and you left and right click. So if I left click down there, right click up there, it'll show you what path the AI would take to get there, and so this is really useful to see if like if you have a door somewhere and you want to see if the AI can go through it. Just one guy on one side of the door, right click on the other side of the door, and you'll see if he can go through there or if he'll take another path. And then
it's a great tool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I didn't know about this until David showed it in one of his videos, I think.
Right.
So yeah, that's really useful. And then of course when you've created the NavMesh, you should hit Save NavMesh to save it, so you won't have to calculate it again. And now all of the messages are gone, and everyone is happy.
And you'll be playing them with a much better experience.
Yes, exactly. You can see it looks much prettier, and my AI dudes, even though you can't see any AI dudes right now, they will not be running into walls or off of ledges as much, I guess. It's still alpha, you know, things happen. But yeah, much cooler than before. Alright, so let's exit that game. And that's the tutorial, man. That's the tutorial for this week.
Very cool.
So check that box. And then we're moving on to the community segment. First up here, as usual, we have the fan art watch, where we take a look at what has been placed in the fan art thread in the previous week. And I compile it into one image that I then put into my streaming software, and then I push this button when I'm streaming, and that makes it so that you see this image right here with those images. And yeah, okay, so let's scale this up so I can see what I'm doing. So you probably noticed the huge image in the bottom right by I Want to Be an Artist, and I just love that image. It's very cool.
It's a very pretty image for sure.
Yeah, it's absolutely super duper cool. It's just the feeling in the image. Yeah, I don't need to explain it. It's you can see it with your own eyes.
The colors are great. The look is great. Someone asked if it was going to be a comic book, and it definitely kind of has a very comic feel, like comic book feel, not comedic.
Yeah, it does. But he wrote back afterwards and said that he thinks that Aubrey has that area covered quite nicely.
Right.
And, I think that's true. But you know, more comics can't be bad, I guess.
Exactly.
And then we have an image of you in the bottom left by Seds.
Yeah, thanks, Sed.
I think it looks really great.
I think it looks frighteningly like me. Yeah. I just want to know what's up with my lips and eyes, and not that he did a bad thing, but what in the world face was I making when Jack the Awesome took that screenshot?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's you. It's you. You should know if I know one.
Yikes.
Yes, and he also made the Kid Turner dude above that image to the left, which is also cool. Sedges is has become very, very nice. He's been posting for a long time, and his images just keep getting better.
That's for sure.
Very cool. And then, of course, we have I Want to Be an Artist as well in the top left with some pixel art inspired by Aubrey. We have Steven True with some Assassin's Creed Overgrowth crossover, I guess. Going there, which is pretty cool. With the wings. I don't know what's with the wings, but apparently Turner has wings now everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's from the same thing as the I Want to Be an Artist stuff, right?
I think maybe it was Steven True. Anyways, I've seen the wings before. It wasn't I Want to Be an Artist who made it originally. It was someone else.
Oh, right.
And it's everywhere now. I don't know, man. Well, it's actually
cool.
It's not as bad as the Battlefield 3 meme, Overgrowth meme that we had. that went over quickly though.
It did.
Yeah.
I think that really what it is combining video games. So you guys can now combine it with everything. Next, I really hope to see Turner inside of Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. And let's not forget, pressing the wrong button. Like a boss. Okay, there we go. Mr. Rotten, top right. We have 2 screenshots made by you, are they?
Yes.
And
those ours.
And then edited by Mr. Otten to look even more amazing than they previously did. And there you go. That's the fan art watch for this week. Come back next week for more, or should just check out the fan art thread, I guess, on the Wolffire forums.
That would be a good place to start.
Absolutely. There are so many pages there. It's insane. Anyways, next up we have Wolffire Meetup at GDC 2012. Do you want to talk about this, Anton?
Well, I suppose I can, although I won't be attending as far as I know. Few people from the Wolffire community are going to be getting together in San Francisco to have a meetup during GDC, and it will be fun. I know that Chris and Aaron are both kind of setting it up, and there's some chances to maybe hang out with the Humble Bundle team and maybe even take a little tour at Humble Bundle headquarters. And for those of you who don't know, GDC is a great opportunity for meeting people that work in the industry, and yeah, so it's a very cool networking tool. So if you're in the San Francisco area, or planning to go to San Francisco, or are going to be at GDC, you know, you should check out that thread. It's in the Wolffire forums under the Wolffire sub-forum, and you can get updates for the plans to meet. Yeah, if I can make it, there's still a possibility that I'll go, although I have some pending plans the following week to travel, so I have to finish a lot of work that week. But if I can make it, I'll try and make it to the meetup as well. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But should be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I could go there, obviously. But it's so far away.
Aww.
Just need that.
You'll make it in the future. You will make it.
Yeah, maybe someday.
How's this? If I don't make it for GDC, I promise we'll have an E3 meetup in Los Angeles over the summer. So
that's so
there's
much better for me, Anton. So much closer.
Well, that's what I can commit to.
Came to do this, like if you can't make it there, we have a Overgrowth weekly meetup in my apartment. In like, I don't know, 2 months or something like
How-
that.
I will be in Europe in a couple of weeks. I think that's a pretty good concession. Can you make it down to the main part of Europe, and we'll have an OG weekly meetup?
Maybe I might be able to. I don't know. I'll have to check prices and times and stuff, but it would be so cool if I could do that. Oh my god.
Well, I think Ryanair is pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, I'll totally check it out. See what's happening, man. But yeah, Wolffire meetup at the GDC 2012, and that is at March 8th, around 6 to 6:30 p.m. So check it out.
March. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So
Yeah, see if you can make it.
yes, and then we have the utility. We have some launcher by some Ogu team. It's always funny to say that. It was updated to Alpha 1.7 with a bunch of new features. Can you tell us about the highlights, Anton, since you're part of this thing?
The
Can you?
Sorry. Well, I was just laughing that people are making fun of my main part of Europe. I meant Central Europe. Sorry, I was too many things at once. And since Lucas is in Scandinavia, it's a little bit of a distance from Scandinavia to Central Europe. So
Yes.
yes. Okay. So some 1.7. There were a lot of major changes. In particular, how the program actually works with Overgrowth. It no longer needs to be in the same folder as Overgrowth, and it should auto-detect your primary installation of Overgrowth. And but it does let you change that if you don't like it. The other really big thing that I think is maybe easily overlooked is that 1.7 now lets install Overgrowth from scratch. So using some launcher, you can now install the game and install it wherever you like. What's great about this is that it has automatic recovery, automatic. If you lose connection, which is a problem people have sometimes, it can automatically resume for you, and it will be a pretty useful tool for just getting Overgrowth installed. It's much easier than downloading the full version. And some people don't like to torrent, so it's an alternative to that.
Yeah, this is like
Yeah.
a full thing now. Like you can just get this SUM launcher, and then you have everything you need to get both the game, the updates for the game, loads of custom content, and edit your config file, and like links to the secret pre-order forum and all that, and links to your data folder and your cache files, and clearing your cache files. Yeah, and it's going to like keep going soon. It's
Right.
It's insane how useful that tool is. It's just insane.
There are some things that we've hooked up that 1.7 allows that we're waiting for the next alpha update, but there will be some new things that it will hook up right away. 1.7 has some very future-looking updates as well, so it's very cool.
Nice. Yeah. So that's SUM launcher. If you don't have it already or haven't tried it out at least, then you should totally go and get it. And of course, we have the link right there in the agenda, so check it out.
Right. Well, just also that does remind me, 1.7 does require a brand new download. If you have an older version, you will not have you will not be able to update to it.
Yes, but the SUM launcher, like if you have the old version, it will tell you that you have to go to the website to like the forums and download the new one, right?
I believe it will update to 1.6.5, which will then tell you that you need to go download the new version.
Maybe that even has a link or something like that. I can imagine actually that it does. I don't actually know, but it's
it might.
It'll tell you, so
yes.
you don't worry about it. It'll be fine. My reassuring talking of reassuringness.
Johannes and Aaron have both said that it will give you a notification and a link. It does have a link. It has a link.
Link.
All right. So yeah.
We have link. Oh my god. Okay. Next we have.
Don't you guys know you can't say the word link on Twitch TV?
No.
Held it.
Yeah. What are they saying? It does have a, and then it's like censored. So, what are they trying to say? It does have a.
Beep.
Beep. Could be anything. Does it have swear words in it? Well, that's not very nice.
I don't know.
Is that a new feature? Well, anyways, let's move on. That's the Samogu,
Yes,
some launcher by Samogu team. Check it out. Next we have a level, How to Overgrowth, and it's made by Hunt 800. Made by Hunt 800. And this level, well, it's a pretty cool level. Let's see if I can start the right video here. Yeah, that's one. Nice. Alright. Alright, okay, so we have the video there. And, okay, so this level, it's not playing. There we go. Yeah, okay. So this level is basically like an in-game tutorial. You start out and you get like instructions from the beginning. It tells you like what you need to do and what you can do in the game and all sorts of cool stuff. So yeah, it teaches you to shout, which I think is a quite important feature in Overgrowth in its current state.
and definitely we will be.
We will be. Huh?
Sorry. Some of those buttons are definitely alpha buttons, meaning debug tools and things like that will go away at some point.
Yes, that's true.
But the scream is definitely fun, as you said, in this state.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, so it introduces like all the basics of not just how to play the game, but also how to use the some of the editor or like alpha keys, I guess we can call them, edit keys.
Right.
Like you get taught how to revive everyone, for instance, and how to restart the level, which are both very useful things to do. And how to pick up weapons, like sheath weapons, throw weapons, all sorts of cool stuff. It doesn't teach you everything though, but you know, on its own, it'll teach you a lot of things you can use to have a lot more fun playing Overgrowth than you otherwise would if you didn't know about them.
Yeah, and it's a fun little, you know, it's story driven, so it kind of takes you along in a natural way. So I like that it was created that way. It's a fun little level.
Yeah, I totally agree. And towards the end, you also get to fight against 3 rabbits, and in this fight, you have like they don't do any damage. Let's see if I can jump here to the right spot. Play, my friend. There we go. So you're fighting these guys, and they actually can't damage you quite well unless they hit you so that you fall over, then you can die, of course. But then you know how to revive yourself. Oh my goodness.
Learn so much.
Yeah,
it's a learning experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a really good way to learn how to fight as well, of course, because you can like work harder on your timings and stuff like that. So yeah, this is a really great map. Really great map. So that's How to OG, made by Hunt 800. Nice.
Very
job.
nice.
And yeah, let's move on to the next one. We have another level. It's Shrine, made by Pat Silverfox. Pat Silverfox. I don't know if he's telling me to pat a silver fox or if it's a silver fox named Pat. What do you think?
That's a tough call. Maybe he's like, Pat is his first name and Silver Fox is his last name.
Yeah, that's possible too. Well,
Pat
in any
Silver
case,
Fox?
however his name is you know supposed to be interpreted, he made a level, and it's called Shrine. And this is like one of those levels that I really like, where you're just presented with a big playing field and you get to explore it in whichever fashion you want.
Right. I agree. Those kinds of levels have very long-term replayability. You can go look at things multiple times, multiple ways. I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not only that you... Like, the exploring element is like a gameplay element in itself, if that makes sense. It's not just walking around. It's like... Sure, it's fun to fight stuff, of course, but it's also fun to explore. It's not just walking around, so... I think that's a really important thing to consider when you're making a level. Just walking around and looking at stuff is actually a big part of a lot of games. Otherwise, you know, they wouldn't need art departments in the first place.
Right, yeah. That's something Aubrey and I were talking about recently, is that the gameplay itself is fun, and you shouldn't forget that element of it is fun, or else wouldn't be enjoying it, so...
Yeah, exactly.
That's something that's easy to forget, that, you know, oh man, combat, really what I need to do, what I need to be focusing on, and the answer is no, not really.
Yeah, exactly. So, this level, other than, you know, having these interesting areas that you can go to, it has a... yeah, I think it has a good enemy density in it, so it doesn't have too many enemies where you're like overpowered by loads of enemies at a time. And it has like one enemy at a time, and they're spread out over the level, so you get like some walking, and then there's some action, and then there's, you know, some walking, some action, and you get the exploring feeling and all that. And of course, as you can see now, you have this teleporter thing where you're actually teleported to another level. Ooh.
Ooh.
Scary.
Yeah. It's someone actually incorporating what we saw a long time ago, where there's a load level hotspot.
Yes, and in this one you get transported to the red shards level right there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It felt kind of weird. I didn't know what was going to happen, so that was kind of weird. I cut there to before I actually went into it. Changed the past and kept on exploring.
Yeah. And there's some very cool stuff. He made a cave system that's a lot of fun to explore, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where... Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it too much. It's nice.
Yeah,
it's a very cool level.
Nice.
It has loads of different landmarks that make you just want to, you know, go around the level and see what's there, just to, you know, explore. It's fun stuff.
Right. Yeah. The screenshots that we talked about earlier in the fan art thread that I took were both at this level. Something about it is just a very scenic level, and I'm not sure what it is, but I really like it.
Yes, I agree. So yeah, that's the shrine level made by Pat Silverfox. So check it out if you're interested. Really nice stuff. Okay, so next up we have a preview of a level made by you, Mr. Anton.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna start up the game, and you have overgrowth in your face again. I hope that's fine. There, it's gone. And it's called Rainbow Shards.xml. Yes. My memory.
Great memory you have.
Great memory, I has it.
Yep.
Yes, so I'm gonna center this window here once again. Cannot go with the window uncentered. That's just not possible. There we go. Can you tell us about this level, Anton?
Well, so basically I wanted to create something of an homage to the red shards level. And there had been a couple others that were kind of similar, like Marcus's blue shards, and a few other ones. It's actually the shrine level that we just looked at kind of inspired it a little. And basically what I wanted to do was create a level where there wasn't a set goal in mind, there wasn't a set path in mind, and it was really a level for exploration. And there was someone who there have been a lot lately, a lot of people who have been using the red shards levels in their demonstrations, and someone mentioned how they really liked it because there was some parkour and there were some other things that they could do. And so I wanted to make a level that kind of represented that. So what I decided to do was, I liked the red shards level and the blue shards, and I made one where there's kind of green shards in a sense. Decided that I wanted to do something where you really go through the entire gambit of the rainbow of colors. So yeah, so basically in every section there's a pure color and sort of the shift from color to color in between, and lots of pathways, lots of maps, no set direction. Some places you can get to easily, some places are a little more difficult. There's some easy parkour stuff, there's some advanced parkour stuff, and kind of you just walk around and explore. So I'm trying to make what I'm calling sort of the high road, which is a path along the top that gets you everywhere, and then at least at every color 2 to 3 ways to get up to that. So I don't ever want a player to feel punished or falling or anything like that. So on the tops of each color I have the color code number, the RGB number, so that I can remember where I'm at, and I can make a gradients easily that way. So people were commenting that it said 255, 2550.
Yeah, and also you're teaching people like basic HTML or like something like that. Color codes.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know for sure if I'll leave them in there or not. Also, what's kind of weird in the game is that the colors are layered on top of the default colors. So even though these colors are fairly good, they're never the exact color that you would expect from using those RGB settings.
So you're using the original red shard model, I guess?
I am using the Hexcrete set, and I kind of started at the red shards area, and I'll probably, when I haven't placed a spawn point yet, but when I do place actual spawn point, we'll probably start near the red section, and it should feel a little bit like, oh, I'm in red shards, and then it should feel like things change as you move along.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But are you saying that the pillar originally is not white, it's like red or something? Are you using like a red Hexcrete shard?
No, if you look in the distance, there's those gray hex, the gray, the versions that have no color. That's the base model, and that's sort of the whole Hexcrete collection, which I brought in because I plan on only using those pieces. So that's sort of my go-to set. The colors are added on top of those colors there, so whatever color you add to it is blended with the default color, so it's never an exact pure color when you use the color tool to
But the default color is white, right? So then you should be able to get all the colors.
It's kind of white. It's a little off-white, and if you look like on the tops, there's gradations of gray, which cause which are actually because then the colors themselves are not static. There is some, if it was pure white, there would be no color variation on the tops of the pieces. On the sides there would be no lines along the sides. It would be much more static. So there's no pure white on these. They're just a grayish color that's pretty close to white and allows the colors to be close to accurate, but there's always a little bit of variation.
Yes. So yeah, there's a preview of Rainbow Shards, man. It's a really cool level actually. I enjoy it in its current state. But when do you think it'll be released?
I don't know. I'm working now on the I guess the fourth pillar, the green pillar, and out of 12, and already put a couple hours into it. So my plan is that if I can do 1 to 3 pillars a week, I'll be happy. So probably like a month.
Okay.
Before I'm fully done.
You accidentally got text in your face there for a moment. I hope that's fine too.
I'm used to it.
I'm putting all sorts of things in your face, Anton. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the release of that level and getting some more parkour in there. Should be nice.
Thanks. Yeah, there are some interesting parkour elements already that are kind of tricky. It's not perfect. I need to tweak those a little bit, but they're fun.
Cool, cool. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on with the show. That's the Rainbow Shards by Anton once again. And that's the end of the community segment. So that means we're moving on into the community side note segment. And just like last week, I'm gonna do this the fast way. And so I've like prepared some text here that I'm just gonna read to you guys. And that's how fast this is going to be. But while I do that, I'm going to play you a video, and we'll see how that works. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to like have the what are they called? Checkboxes, and just check the checkboxes while I talk about it, or if I should like show you a video. But I'm gonna try with the video, so let me know what you think, guys. And yeah, here we go. Video. All right. So. Yeah, in the second segment this week we have 6 levels, which is, yeah, as I said before, pretty insane. So T2 Vanden made a small detailed level called Excavation Site, and yeah, that's in the video that you're looking at right now. That's Excavation Site by T2 Vanden. And then we have Turner's Castle that was made by GOG.B1 was updated, and he just added some new weapons to it. Some weapons that wasn't available when he first made it. And then we have Anton, who made a level called Arcade Mod, the Arcade Mod, and that contains portals to all of the other levels that was available at that time. So it's basically like a gallery of levels that you can play and get teleported wherever you want.
Yeah, I guess we should have maybe mentioned this real quick, is that there are thumbnails on those for each level, so you can actually see the level that you're going to be teleported to before you do. And those are available. I decided to not continue that level. It was not very much fun to make, but the portals are there. I've made those available for everyone to load in their own mods if they would like.
Yes, very cool stuff. And then we have the level called Cat Town that was released a while ago by Merp20, and he updated that level to version 2, and he added like loads of different things. Yeah, it's an entirely new level, but it's really cool. You should check it out. And then we have Mr. Otten, who made his first level, Eva. It's a small arena level called Spear Fight, where you fight with spears. And then we have Steel Raven 7, who wants to add a height map preview for the level selection screen, and he made kind of a small demo showing how that might look in the game, or like a prototype, I guess. But it's not in the game; it's actually like outside of the game on the internets. So that's actually interesting. I want to see that in the game if that's possible. We'll see. And yeah, and then we have Sam JB, who made the K-Sword weapon a while ago. He has released a new knife weapon that he made, which is looking mighty cool. And then we have Eldeef, Eldeeff, Eldeef. And he made a really cool Overgrowth logo inside of Overgrowth. And it's actually really good looking, so check it out. And then we have something that is still to be finished in Overgrowth is the AI, but SamJB 1992 shows that it's already possible to create an AI that can throw weapons, jump as well as climb ledges and more using only the current scripting system, and he's showing that off in a video. And Evans...
And it's a cool video too.
Yeah, it's a really cool video. And then we have Evans11, who made a video showing off some Overgrowth gameplay. And, you know, bug reports usually come in text form, but sometimes they're more useful as videos. Actually, I prefer creating them as videos personally. And Dark Sim from the forums shows a nice way to create a bug report in video format. So check that out. And they have Marcus1985, and who created a video of a short rescue mission that he created where you're supposed to rescue Rob the blacksmith. I was kind of like, are you rescuing Rob the blacksmith, or are you robbing the blacksmith? So, yeah.
It could be either.
Yeah, I don't know. But in the video, he's rescuing Rob. So I guess you're rescuing him, anyways. And last but not least, we have those modeling discussions in the Beer Clan character thread by Andridge. They continue, so if you're interested in the modeling stuff, then you should totally check that out. And that, my friends, is the end of the community side note segment. And that's much quicker than it would otherwise have been, so I'm happy. I hope you're happy.
For sure. They're asking, can we show off the height map preview?
We can show off the height map preview. We can do that.
We do try and respond to our to our fans, to our community as they're going. This is a you. So,
yes. And here we go. Oh, we actually made it so that you can move around by yourself now. Oh my goodness. Oh, what have you done? What have you done?
Nice. Nice. Uh-oh. Too cool for school. It's always my favorite thing when you guys do something and Lucas has no words to describe how he feels. That is the best. That is the best.
Yeah. Why do you do this? Wow. Yeah.
Nice job. Looked great.
Were you in on this, Anton? You...
Nope, no clue. Not a clue.
Oh my... Oh, yeah. That was insane. Yeah. I don't know what to say. You got me, I guess. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Thanks,
I think
guys.
you need to show it again.
Yeah.
I need to see it again.
Okay,
come on.
Let's go. Let's do this. Oh, look at this, guys. Can move it around with your mouse. It's pretty cool, if I may say so myself. Bam.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. From the gang called niggas with attitudes. When I'm called off, I got a sawed off. Squeeze the trigger and bodies all hauled off. You too, boy, if you fuck with me.
Said and Steel Raven 7.
Come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the punk motherfuckers that's showing out. Niggas want the mumble, they wanna rumble. Make some...
Yeah, so that's that. That was insane, man. You gotta do that more often. Oh,
For
nice.
sure.
Nice. Alright. Alright. Let's move on with the show. That was a cool sales thing. Nice job.
That it was.
Okay, so that's the side note segment. Let's move on to the news segment. And it's MoGem stuff. It's MoGem, so MoGem was a thing that happened and then it was over. Like, it started happening the weekend of last Overgrowth Weekly, so last weekend, and then it was over basically when Overgrowth Weekly happened, like 1 hour after Overgrowth Weekly or something like that, it was over. And so they have actually David has released a time lapse of him coding their entry into this. I was almost going to say contest, but into this bundle, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, it's 7 minutes long, 7 minutes 20 seconds, and I guess that's 3 days of work or something.
Right.
At that time.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty cool.
And hilarious.
It's hilarious too. Not as funny as...
Have you watched it?
I haven't watched it, no. Is it?
Oh, really?
Is it hilarious?
Yes. You have to watch it.
What?
I'm
Why is it hilarious?
because David didn't narrate it. And he uses awesome voices to narrate it instead.
Yeah, I did watch a while of it, but then I had to do something else.
Z. Oh, okay.
Is he does it narrate throughout the whole video?
Yes, absolutely.
Whoa. 7 minutes 20 seconds of computer generated narration.
Yes.
This is an abridged live stream of David from Wolffire coding for the Humble
So this is just a small
MoGem
preview
charity
for you
event.
guys.
In this event, MoGem, Oxa and Wolffire streamed the creation of 60-hour game prototypes to raise money for charity.
Yeah, and apparently she keeps talking for 7 minutes. That's nice. I was like, she's probably going to stop talking after a while and then it'll just be a stream. But no. So yeah, check it out.
No, and he also he actually also addresses sort of comically the sort of haters that that complained that the games that were made in 60 hours were buggy and unfinished, and they can't believe that it was such a bad deal.
Yeah, it's always a bad deal when you give money to charity, isn't it?
Right. So, anyway, definitely check out that video. It's definitely worth watching the whole thing, I think.
Cool. I'll make sure to do that. Okay, so next we have another MoGem thing, of course. It's an art asset overview that we are used to see from Aubrey, but it's for MoGem instead, of the game that they made for MoGem. And yeah, he goes through the art and you know, what he did with it. Cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it's very beautiful art. And have you watched this one yet?
I have watched it, but I watched it when it was released, so it's not in my memory even.
Well, he has the that he's done an animation at the end that shows off all of his assets from the game in a very beautiful way with some cool man-made sound effects.
Yes,
so
that part.
I really like the video. Yes, it's a lot of fun.
I do remember that now that you mention it. We should actually skip to that part and show you guys. Show it to you guys. I was like,
yay,
what is
beautiful
this?
Artwork.
I put all my art assets into a little animation here. Enjoy.
Oh no, the buffering of doom, death, and the destruction.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
That's it for Wolffire's MoGem Art Asset Overview. Don't forget, you can check out more of our work on our blog and at wolffire.com/preorder.
So,
thanks.
It's scary.
It's fun. I know that Aubrey and David have released all of the assets from the game, and there are at least 2 projects set to continue the game. So if we can see all those assets make it into the game, something that's working like what we saw, it would be. I think there's a lot of potential depth for that game.
Yeah.
So it would be fun to see it continue.
Yes, it was a really cool game, and yeah, I mean I need to comment on the sound effects that he had. It's so cool. Vroom, vroom, pew, pew, pew. Yeah, so cool. I love that. It's so unlike Aubrey. Like, it didn't feel Aubrey-like to do something like that, or Wolffire-like at all, I guess. And he just did it, and it was so cool. Yeah, so that's nice.
Right.
Yeah, MoGem Art Asset Review. Check it out if you're interested. There's interesting stuff before, you know, the fun end and all that stuff as well. So you should check it out.
And I have a feeling that there might be one more MoGem video at some point.
Anton, you little rascal.
Yeah, it's just not done yet. Sorry.
It should be cool. I'm looking forward to that too. But yeah, that's the end of the show. That's the end of the show. The end of the agenda. The end of the show. And yeah, don't forget to go to ogweekly.com for all your OG Weekly needs. And of course, we have a YouTube channel called OG Weekly as well. So check that out. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys next week in the same time, same place. Yeah.
See you guys.
ogweekly.com. See you guys.